Good morning. This is something that you could probably figure out how to do on your own, but I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. Uh, this is just like a little speed test, I guess you could call it. So, like fluency, a lot of times we think of that or hear that when we think about language. So, it's like how well you speak a language. And in this case, I just want to know how well can you solve for y. So, if we give you different types of equations, so like this would be a certain type of equation, this would kind of be similar, and then these would be similar. In each of these rows, could you solve for y? So what I thought I would do is just to help you guys get started, solve one of each, and then that way you kind of know what to do on the rest of them. So let's just start here. On the first one, you see that there's an x, and we're adding a y, and together that makes 9. If we want to graph this, we want to get y by itself, and so we just need that x to go away. So how do we get rid of an x? With negative x, just do the opposite. Those cancel. And then I can't do 9 minus x because I don't know what x is. So I'm just going to write negative x, and then that's a positive 9. So I just solve for y. If you look at the bottom, you'll see that there is that exact equation, y equals negative x plus 9. So I'm just going to cancel that out and then move on. So if you can do that one, this row here is pretty much the same thing. So then here, we could pick any of these and kind of use as an example. I'll just pick this one with the negative. So negative 4y equals 8x plus 20. In this case, to get y by itself, we just need that negative 4 to go away. So I have to think about what's happening between the negative 4 and the y. It's being multiplied. So all I'm going to do is do the opposite. So I'm going to divide by negative 4. Anything I do to one of the terms, if it's multiplying or dividing, I can do that to all the other terms in the equation. So you'll notice because that's negative 4, I'm dividing by negative 4, dividing by negative 4, dividing by negative 4. Now, you could put some version of this in the calculator and that would be fine if you were graphing, but I'm just going to go ahead and divide 8 divided by negative 4 so that it looks a little nicer. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, the negative comes down, and then that's just a 2x. 20 divided by negative 4, so 20 divided by 4 is 5, and then a positive divided by negative is just going to stay negative. That is it. So again, you would just look at the bank, cross out what we know. And then this last one, we'll just do the one right underneath. So this just kind of combines this one and this one. So it's just a two-step equation to get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is just identify what the different terms are, right? So I have a 30x and a negative 5y makes negative 10, which is just by itself right now. So the first thing I want to get rid of is the thing that's not attached to the y. So that 30x, that's just by itself. It's a positive 30x. If I want it to go away, I'm going to just take it away. So the opposite of positive is negative. Anything I do to one side, I do to the other. Cancel. That negative 5y is just going to come down, which makes negative 30x, and keep the negative 10. So then our last step is just to get that negative 5 to go away. So kind of like what we did here, you're just going to do the opposite of times negative 5. So I'm going to divide negative 5, divide negative 5, divide negative 5. That's a good song. And then just do the math. So negative 5 divided by negative 5, just one's out. 30 divided by 5 is just a 6, and those negatives cancel and bring the x down. And then negative divided by negative, those cancel, just a positive. 10 divided by 5, 2. So 6x plus 2, that's all we did there. So far that's 3 that we've done in about 5 minutes. If we were to look at the back, I guess we could just knock out a few more, and then you could basically try to get the rest done on your own. Yeah, let's do this. So let's go here. So this first one, x minus y equals 7. This one's a little weird just because there's a negative with the y. So the first thing you're going to do is just get rid of the x, right? So negative x, cancels. But that negative y, I just bring that down, and that is not the same thing as the regular y. So if you think about like negative y, well, how many y's is that? If I just say y, right? It's not 2 y's, it's not 3 y's, it's just y. So we could say that it's just 1 y, and you could put a 1 there. And kind of like what we did on the other side, where you had like a negative 4, we're just going to divide by negative 1 to make it go away. So anything I do to one term, do to the others. Divide, negative 1's cancel. Negative divided by negative cancels. That x divided by 1 is just x. Again, you could put like a 1 there if it helps you see it better. 1 divided by 1 is just 1. And then positive 7 divided by negative 1 is just going to be a negative. And then 7 divided by 1 is 7. So hopefully that's okay. It's just the weird thing is dividing by the negatives. Y equals x minus 7. It's an answer. Cool. This is going to go super quick. So y plus 3 equals... Alright, there's going to be a weird edit on that video. Basically, I just started this problem. Y plus 3 equals x plus 9. I just wanted that positive 3 to go away. So I took it away from both sides. I didn't take it away from the x because x and negative 3 are not the same type of thing, right? But positive 9 and negative 3, those are both numbers, so I can do something with that. So the x is just going to come down. Positive 9, take away negative 3. That would be a positive 6. I could do that in the calculator, or I could just think about 9 has 6 more than 3, so it's positive because the 9 has more. Just take the 3 away. Okay, last one. So if you can do this one, you can do this. So I think the easiest thing to do probably would just be to start here and get rid of that negative, or that positive 4. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm actually just going to attach it here. So this is like all connected. I'm not going to mess with that. I just want that 4 to go away. So now I have y equals 2, parentheses x minus 3, take away 4. And I could actually put that in the calculator and graph it, but just for practice, let's remember how to distribute. So 2 goes to the x, 2 goes to the negative 3. So all we're going to do is just simplify this expression so it looks like something that has a slope and a y-intercept. So 2 times x, 2x, 2 times negative 3, negative 6, so we keep the negative. And that negative 4 just comes down. We have one more step. So 2x minus 6 minus 4. And the question is, which of those two things can you put together? The negative 6 and the negative 4 are the same, so those just become a negative 10. So negative 6, take away 4, negative 10, and then 2x just comes down. So, with all of that said, I just gave you 6 examples. I just want you to take some time and see how many of these you can do. If you can do at least one of each example, that would be a good start. I think most of you could probably do at least 2 more of each example. If you notice at the bottom it says time and number correct. Time is something that we'll do in the future. So we'll actually take one of these and just time ourselves and see how many we can get done. Correct would be out of 24. How many did you get right? I put an answer key on Blend so you can actually just look and see what my work looks like if you want to just compare it. If you're getting an answer that's not down here, that would be a good thing to do. So look at that PDF file that's on Blend. But I would say take about 20 total minutes on this, 25 minutes maybe, and then at that point I would probably move on to the review. Have fun!